In the Chalbi Desert, with Capital in the Morning.
We have somebody South African in the studio.
I was born in Barberton. My father was a priest of the Methodist Church.
We're joined here in the Chalbi Desert this Thursday by the South African High Commissioner, Ndima Ntshinga, and what a privilege! I mean, to grow up with people like Steve Biko and Oliver Tambo in your life. I tell you what, you're a very lucky fellow. Now, what do you do when you're not obviously as a diplomat, and that's obviously pretty exhaustive in terms of a day? How do you relax at the end of it? I mean, what are your things that you do to relax?
I lie on my bed, take a political biography, read it.
Which one are you reading at the moment?
I've just picked up Morgan Tsvangarai's memoirs.
Oh, Mr. Tsvangarai.
Yeah, he's written his memoirs. I picked them up about a week ago.
Okay.
So I'm still reading that one.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, it's nice to read about somebody who's still current.
Yeah.
You can compare. You can be like, oh, so that's the context behind it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, looking back over the years, who would you say were the most influential people in terms of who've influenced your life, in terms of the path you've chosen?
Well, as I said, that Steve Biko had quite a big impact on our young minds. He was not old himself, but on our young minds, and I think that one had a very, very profound impact influenced me in looking with the outlook that I have, being comfortable of who you are, right, and not feeling inferior to anybody, and not being forced to be inferior and accept that you were born inferior. I think that is quite fundamental. I think that has influenced a lot of my generation of South Africans, that we are comfortable with ourselves and we don't care who you are. We'll take you on if we have to take you on. You see, so that has had a very fundamental impact on my outlook. The other person that had influenced me quite a great deal is the former president of the ANC, Oliver Tambo. He died early 90s. That one also had a very great impact on me, because he was a highly intelligent person who could have had an extremely prosperous law practice, legal practice, but who gave it up all for the cause of the South African people, and highly intelligent, but extremely humble. I mean, he taught me the value of humility in whatever you do.
Yeah, he was. Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the good thing about him, when I joined the ANC, I was 19, and he would take time to know every one of us, and he was always a father figure there. Yeah. So these are the two, I think, the biggest influences on my outlook and my thinking. And of course, my father, my late father, who always insisted that there is no shortcut. It's always hard work. You can't find shortcut. Yeah. And because he came from an extremely poor family, and I don't think if he would have broken out of poverty if the church did not help him, and if he was not a committed student and all that, and then he managed to break out of poverty. So he wanted the best for his children, and so he was not compromising on hard work. That hard work, nothing else, and there's no shortcut in life. It has to be hard work.
Right. And link with that, I mean, do you mentor anybody at the moment? Do you into mentoring, or is it you're too busy for it? How does?
Well, you see, I don't believe in like formal mentoring, but I always take a very keen interest on my younger members of staff, because I think one has got a chance of influencing them to look at things in a particular way, and I think one also has got a possibility of helping them to grow and getting their skills to be strengthened. So I do that quite a lot, on my younger staff members, and I do spend a lot of time with them.
In the Chalbi Desert, with Capital in the Morning.
You're listening to Couple in the Morning with Ray and Chris here on 98.4, and hope you're waking up bright and cheery. It's a pretty, well, the sun's coming out yet again. In fact, you can see in a far, far distance, you can see a glimpse of Mount Kenya there. 12 minutes to 8 here. We're joined in the Chalbi Desert by Ndima Ntshinga, the South African High Commissioner. High Commissioner, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things we do when we put you in the Chalbi Desert, we say you're allowed a song, particular song, so I'll give you a few seconds to think about what song you'd like, and also a meal, your favourite meal that you would like, and we'll invite Steve Biko and Oliver Tambo and your wife and a few other people, Marilyn Monroe or whoever you'd like. They're all welcome. What song would you like?
Well, there's a Kenyan song that I like very much, Kikeukeo.
Yeah, Jaguar.
Yes, it's played by Jaguar.
Ah, very good. We'll dig that out for you. And your meal, what would be your sort of meal?
In a combination of Swahili and Indian.
Very good. So what would you have? Like,
with Indian, maybe something like a vindaloo.
Yeah.
And then on the Swahili side, a biryani. Yeah. And then they've got this very nice paste.
The tamarind paste one, is it? No.
The paste. It's sourish. It's spicy. Yeah. It's that kind of a thing.
So you like spicy food?
I do, actually. I do.
Are you a fan of the body chow?
Actually, I also make my own chili sauce.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
So you're a bit of a dab hand in the kitchen as well. The modern man. I like that. Oh, well, that's good.
I did have a chance to be 100% boy because my mom didn't allow that.
So good. But at least we know you keep your wife happy cooking a little bit now and then when she comes home late. Okay. Good. So as you progress through the Chalbi Desert, there's a couple of things we need to ask you. We're going to ask you a question about a hot air balloon, so keep in mind about what's coming your way. But before we do that, let me ask you quickly about South Africa during the World Cup. Were you able to go? Were you able to be there? What was it like?
I went. Actually, I took leave. I was in China then. I took leave because I thought that will be once in a lifetime experience. Yeah. I don't think South Africa will host another World Cup in my lifetime. So I thought this is the only chance I have. So I went, and I'm glad that I went. The atmosphere was quite electric. What I liked most was the finals. Although it was an extremely cold day in Johannesburg, but you saw humanity as one. Yeah. Yes, people from all over the world and all that, all at the stadium, and all brought together by the love of football. And I must also say, my countrymen and women surprised me because they were the best hosts what could have ever hoped.
Yeah,
I felt proud.
Very proud to be South African.
Very proud. Yeah, that even ordinary guys in the streets, were really going out of their way to show some hospitality and all that, which I thought it was great.
That was great. Now, obviously, you've travelled widely as a diplomat, but where's a place you've been that you just thought that was spectacular, and where's a place where you'd like to go?
When I was in China, I was also accredited to two other countries, North Korea and Mongolia.
Oh, right.
And I found Mongolia to be spectacular. I really liked that place. It's different from anything that I've seen. Yeah. The scenery, the vegetation, and all that. I really liked Mongolia. I guess it's because I'd never been to Mongolia before, and I never thought that one day I'll ever be to Mongolia. But when I was given Mongolia as part of my portfolio, and that was quite interesting.
How
it was
exciting!
great.
Yeah, it must have been an amazing place.
Yeah.
And a country you'd like to go to?
A country that I'd like to go to.
Or a site you'd like to see?
I've not been to Mount Kenya. Strange enough, I'm 1 year here and I live very close to Mount Kenya, but I've not been to Mount Kenya, and I feel so guilty. I've been to most parts of Kenya except Mount Kenya.
I'm going to give you some hot tips off air where to go.
Okay.
Very good. Well, we're joined here in the morning with the South African High Commissioner. Now, we're getting very close, I'm afraid, to wrapping up. Ray, what do you say? We've got to wrap up now? You're the one who's your mama and Nyumba here?
Really?
Yeah?
Fine, let's do our hot air balloon question then.
Right.
This is a surprise question we love asking all our guests. So, as we ask this question, keep in mind, you are not married. The people who we ask you about are not married. They have no boyfriends, partners, etc. All right?
Let's paint the picture. You're in a hot air balloon. You're 8,000 feet above the earth. You're enjoying the view.
Yes.
In that hot air balloon are 3 lovely ladies. You have to marry one of them. You have to kiss one of them. And you have to throw one off the side. And as Ray said, you're a single man. They are single, so there's no sort of moral quandaries in this one.
It's just testing your
And you cannot,
skills a little.
as a diplomat, you're not allowed to pass.
Yes.
Now, the people we have in there, the first lady in there is, do you know the German ambassador, Margaret Helvig Butter?
I've seen it.
You've seen her, so you have a rough idea. She is in there with you, okay? We have...
Miss Lyra, the beautiful South African songstress.
Yes.
She's lovely.
She's there with you?
Obviously, you've met her. She stayed with you, I believe. Yes.
well, as a guest.
As a guest.
And then we thought we'd throw in a Kenyan. And we thought a high-profile Kenyan lady. We're going to put the Honourable Martha Karua is in there with you.
So you got to marry one, you got to kiss one, and you got to throw one off the edge.
And one's got to be pushed off the side. What would it be?
I think I'll be a gentleman and jump off. and leave the 3 alive.
You'd be like, sort your issues out yourselves.
That's called passing, and we're not allowed to let you do that, I'm afraid. You're chained to the hot air balloon. You cannot leave. So you do have to do it, I'm afraid. Even Ambassador Bethel Kiplagat was full, with all his charm in the world, could not get out of this.
DJ CK had to make a decision. So you really...
Okay,
No?
so the German ambassador, Helvig Butter,
Martha Karua and Lyra. Marry one, kiss one, throw one off the edge.
Who would you kiss?
I don't know. That's why I thought today the best thing is to be a gentleman and let everybody leave, and then you give them space. That is me.
You're a free hand at the moment. You're not married.
No,
they're
but
not married.
you see, if I throw off one,
Okay, we'll tell you. You don't have to throw her off. We'll gently lower the balloon, so you can tell her, please feel free to wander the desert for a
I will
while.
spare you having to be with me.
In the Chalbi Desert with Capital in the Morning.
well, I guess the person I would spare, someone that I think would find my company boring, and somebody who does the same job as I do. So I'll start with a diplomat because I think that diplomat to a diplomat, that would be boring.
She'd understand that,
Yeah, that will be boring, and then you're left with a musician and a politician. They are quite. A politician is closer to what we do, but a musician is very far from what we do. So I probably kiss the politician and then I marry the musician.
I
A
think
little bit of variety.
that was very tactfully done. That was very tactfully done. All righty.
nice.
Well, as ever, sadly, all good things must come to an end. It's been wonderful having you here. And we'll get you here with your formal capacity to talk to us about South African-Kenya relations and all of those sort of things.
Thank you.
But it's been wonderful having you here. And Ndima Ntshinga, the South African High Commissioner, please come back
I will.
again.
I promise.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
I really enjoyed it. You made me to say things that I don't normally say.
Yeah, that's why I'm sure your staff are like, I didn't know that about him.
Surely they will.
All right, well, do
Very
come
nice.
back.
Thank
And we're going to play the song that you'd requested, which was
Jaguar
Kigeo Kigeo, coming up now. Thank you very much for joining us in the Chalbi Desert with Ray and Chris and Capital in the Morning.